Hey y'all, welcome back to a Dining with EA. If this is your first time, again, welcome. If it's not your first time, welcome back. You know, in this kitchen, we like to put our own spin on classic recipes and turn them into something unforgettable. Today, we're gonna dive into a rich, comforting dish inspired by none other than Chef Gordon Ramsay. We're talking about his famous braised short ribs. Now, no disrespect to Chef Ramsay, but you know me. You know, I've got to remix things and make them my own. So in this recipe, instead of using bacon like he does in the original, we're switching it up and going surf and turf style. We're bringing in that lighter sautéed shrimp. Now, if you want to use the bacon, that's fine. But for me, I decided to use the shrimp because I think it gives it a more flavorful twist and it cuts down on the sodium and the cholesterol. So what are we preparing, EA? Okay, I'm glad you asked that question. We're going to be preparing an oven-braised short rib smothered with sautéed shrimp and mushrooms, served over a bed of yellow rice. You know I love yellow rice. I use yellow rice all the time to substitute for mashed potatoes. But if you choose to use mashed potatoes, you're a mashed potato fan or potato fan in general, then be my guest. I mean, that works beautiful too. We're gonna pair this with a side of steamed green beans and mushrooms, finished with crispy onions for that perfect crunch. Okay, first of all, let's walk through the seasoning ingredients we're gonna be using today. As far as seasoning I have 4 beef ribs here. As far as what type of seasoning we're going to put on these. And oh, by the way, we're going to marinate our beef ribs, our beef short ribs for 30 minutes before we prepare them, okay? Okay, we're going to be using our Tony Chachere's. We're going to be using onion powder, garlic powder, pepper, and oxtail seasoning. Now, this particular brand is called Robo de Res. You can use any oxtail seasoning. Low sodium as well, I might add. We also have our low sodium beef broth. Now let's move over here. Let me introduce you to, well, I've already introduced you to these beautiful short ribs, right? For our green beans, we got our green beans. These are at least some delicious green beans. Pick these up at Publix. They are delicious. We're also going to be using these crispy fried onions. We have some peeled shrimp, okay? We have some whole mushrooms that we're going to be stir frying. You'll see what I'm talking about. Then we're going to also use these sliced mushrooms in our green beans. They'll be steamed with our green beans. Okay, now what do we have on the table here? We have some onions. We have some, sliced onions. We have some sliced red pepper. We have some sliced yellow pepper. We have some minced garlic and some whole garlic cloves. We have some tomato paste. What you going to do with tomato paste, EA? You'll see. And we also have about a cup. It's a cup of beef broth. We're going to move all this stuff aside right here and move this aside. And I'm going to sit this up. Matter of fact, I'm going to take this over by the stove because this is all going to take place. We're going to work with this over here on this particular counter. I'm just going to move that over there like that. And I'm going to go and get some gloves real quick and we're going to get started. Okay, let me go ahead and wash my hands. Let me go ahead and wash my hands up. Okay, since we're going to be throwing these in the oven, let's go ahead and set our timer on our oven, or our temperature. We're going to cook these, we're going to bake these for, actually they're going to bake for 2.5 hours. We're going to set the heat at 375, okay? Okay, so that's preheating. And we're going to go ahead and turn our pots on, our water on underneath our pot for our rice, as well as our green beans over here. Okay, and before we go ahead and get started on our meat, let's go season our meat. Let me go ahead and put this rice in the pan. Just regular yellow rice. You know, with this yellow rice here, this serves up to 6 people, 3.5 cup servings. And all we're going to do is just put this in before the water boils, like so. Just stir it up. Get this going, all right? Get this going. Because we got work to do, baby. Make sure that's simmer. This is our rice. Go ahead and put this rice on. Let this cook. Save ourselves some time. And we're going to also get these green beans. Let's get these green beans ready. Okay. Cut these green beans. Let's put these green beans in here. Let's rinse these off. Rinse these green beans off really good. All right. Rinse those green beans off. And we're going to go ahead and throw these green beans in this pot right here because they're going to steam. We're just going to get these things going now. Got your green beans going and you got your rice going, okay? Let's get those things going. We're going to go ahead and put a top on these green beans right now. We already got the top going on the rice. That's going, okay. All right, let's go ahead and take care of our meat. All right, we got these beautiful little short rib steaks here. Got the bone in them and so forth. You know that bone is going to give them a lot of flavor. Nice marvel of fat throughout. They look really good. Okay, first thing, let's go ahead and throw some Tony Chachere's on them. This meal is not taking, well, it takes as much time for that 2.5 hours, of course, for the ribs to cook. Because they're going to be so tender. They're going to fall off the bone. Watch. We're going to put this onion powder on here. All right. Onion powder. We're not going to put any salt on these. And the reason being, because there's salt in that marinade. Okay. We're going to go ahead and put some of this. That's onion powder also. Let's go over here. Where's the onion powder? Where's the other? Okay, here's our garlic salt, garlic powder rather. Garlic powder on these joints like that. Not too much because we're going to marinate these, right? We're going to marinate these for 30 minutes, okay? Okay, where's our plastic bag? Where's my plastic bag? Oh, there it is. Let me put my pepper on. I didn't put any pepper on. My pepper on. Come on, eat. You're slipping, bro. You're slipping. And you know how you like to season your meat. You put whatever flavor seasoning you like that you prefer on your meat. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, but that oxtail marinade has a lot of flavor in it. We're just going to put them in here like this right here. All right. We're going to take some of this oxtail marinade. Just going to pour it in the bag. We're going to marinate this for 30 minutes. The longest you should marinate any meat is no more than 24 hours. And if, a lot of times we're in a hurry and we can't marinate our meats. If you want optimized flavor for your meat, whether it's chicken or whatever, beef or whatever it is, try to marinate it. Give it at least about 24 hours to marinate, if not less than 24 hours. And you'll get that day after flavor, right? Because you want that, because that marinade, of course, saturate the meat and penetrate the meat. You'll have an optimum, I like that word, optimum flavor. It enhances it in an optimum way. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to go and take these, put them in here. Put this in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to take these mushrooms. Since we have our green beans cooking over here, we're going to take some of these mushrooms, okay? And we're just going to put some of these mushrooms in here and let them steam along with those green beans, okay? These are the sliced mushrooms, already sliced. I'm going to put them in there and just let them steam along with those mushrooms, with the green beans. Put that top back on there like that. Okay, so we have our short ribs in the refrigerator. They're marinating for 30 minutes. We've already preset our oven for 375. We have our rice on the stove. It's cooking. We're going to make sure that we continue to stir it. It has come to a boil right now. So we're going to lower the heat on this rice. We don't have to do much of anything with the rice. We're just going to lower the heat so it can simmer. We don't want it to cook too fast. And we have our green beans over here. They're on low as well. They're steaming. Okay, moving right along. Okay, here's the fun part. Our short ribs have already marinated for 30 minutes. See that? You're just going to introduce them into this olive oil we put in our cooking pan. And we want to sear these or brown them on each side. All right? You want them to have a real nice crust. Okay? Otherwise, when they're done, it'll look more like just boiled meat. But you want to have a real nice crust. So just let those sit in there and brown on each side. Yes, sir. Just move them around. I'm glad I only have 4 because it gives them enough room in this pan to cook evenly. Okay, at this point, I'm just going to introduce my garlic in there. Put my garlic in there, like so. Right? And now I'm going to get a tablespoon of tomato paste. Down there like so. Just stir it around in there. Let it break down. Down there where that garlic is. As you flip it, of course, it'll cover the beef rib. Just flip them over again, like so. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Can you see that? Can you see that? Look at that. See how good that looks? Now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and add our onions. And all of our peppers in there, like so. And while that's in there, we're going to go ahead and introduce our beef stock. Okay? And as you know, everything is going to cook down, right? Just let that simmer, just like that. Let me turn down my fire. See that? See how that looks? Look at that. Just like that. Now, as Mr. Ramsay would do, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add just a little cooking wine, red wine, in there like that. Now, the thing with the wine, as you know, cooking wine doesn't have much of an alcohol content, but nevertheless, cooking, the alcohol is going to cook off. And the only thing that's going to be there, just straight flavor. Okay? Straight flavor. Take that rice off of there. That's good to go. That rice is done. Yeah, that rice is good. It's done. Look at that rice. Look at that rice. Loose, not sticking to the pan. Look at that beautiful yellow rice. Again, if you could choose to use mashed potatoes, you go right ahead. Put the top on here. I'm going to season these just a little bit. That rice. Let me check these beans. The beans look good. They're ready to go. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take and strain the juice off that, or the liquid off of those beans. I'm going to go and cut those off. Cut off the rice, cut off the beans. Okay, what we're going to do, we're just going to go ahead and turn it off. I'm going to let you see it one last time before I put it in the oven. See that? Look at that. That's the way it's going in the oven, just like that. And into the oven we go. All right, in the oven for 2.5 hours. Clock time. Okay, 2.5 hours. Set it and forget it. Okay, while those short ribs are cooking in there, all I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna dial up my rice and my green beans. I like to put a little Tony Chachere's in both of them. This is no salt Tony Chachere's. Just add a little seasoning, a little kick. Both of them, right? A little onion powder in both of them. There's already seasoning in your rice, so you know, seasons taste. This is just what I like to do. Not much. And how much butter you want to put in them, you know, how much butter you like. I'll throw some butter in these beans. I'll put a little butter in my rice. This is low sodium butter. I'm just gonna whip it up like so. Let me get some pepper also. I like to put a little pepper in there. A little pepper in that rice. And once I finish with this, I'm just gonna sit this to the side. And they're gonna wait on the dishes that they're gonna be joining on that plate. Do the same thing with my beans. Same thing with my beans. See that? See how the mushrooms and the beans have steamed together? That's gonna be so delicious. Once we put those crispy onions on top. See, a lot of folks, you know, you think of putting those crispy onions on top, you think about a green bean casserole. But you get the same flavor, baby. Just by throwing that butter in there like that after you've taken that water off of them. These are some delicious beans. Very nutritious. Very nutritious. Okay? So that's good. I'm gonna put the top of both of those. Just sit those to the side like that. And make it happen. We're gonna move right along. Okay, now that the beef short ribs are in the oven, they're cooking. Our rice is done. Our green beans are done. We're gonna go and prepare for the sauteed mushrooms and shrimp. Okay, first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take our mushrooms, the whole mushroom, just gonna split them down like so. Just like that, in fours. Okay, got our peeled shrimp, just gonna throw those over there like that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get some garlic powder. All right. Onion powder. And of course, my favorite, Tony Chachere's. One of these subscribers told me how to pronounce Chachere's. I appreciate you. I forgot her name. I think it was Darlene Wanda? Miss Darlene, Miss Wanda? But thank you anyway. I appreciate it. Because you knew I was struggling. You know I was struggling. I call it Tony C's. I was chopping it up, Tony Chachere's, the whole nine. Where's mine? Okay. What we want to do, we want to get all the moisture. I want to get all the moisture out of these shrimp. You don't want any moisture in these shrimp. Strain the moisture out of them. Yep. back in there like that. Okay, now in this particular step, what we've done, we have our pan on the stove. We put some unsalted butter in there. Or use salted butter, it's up to you. What Mr. Ramsay does in this particular step is he uses bacon. He chops up bacon, he sautés the bacon with the mushrooms. If that's what you opt to do, great, great. But again, in this case, we're gonna flip the script. We're gonna remix that process, and we're gonna use shrimp because we want to eliminate or minimize the amount of sodium and cholesterol that you would ordinarily get from all that bacon and so forth, all that oil and grease. I'm gonna add a little olive oil to this butter. Let that heat up. We're going to go ahead and put our mushrooms in there, like so. Let's let them cook down. You know it's not going to take long for that shrimp to cook. We're just going to let that cook down. A little more olive oil in there. And if you must know, I use the virgin olive oil, the imported, what is it, cold pressed extra virgin. And we're just going to stir these. Just let them saute really good before we introduce that shrimp. Put a little pepper in there. Okay, we'll go ahead and introduce our shrimp. Of course, they've already been seasoned. Okay, that's ready to go. What I'm going to do, I'm going to sprinkle a little paprika inside there. Okay? A little paprika. And these are ready to go. Look at that. See that? Sauteed mushrooms, unpeeled shrimp. A little juice down there. This is ready to go. You got to try this right here with some spinach, man. Oh my goodness. Be quiet. There, when you're giving up your next recipe. Okay, well, that's done. That is a wrap. I'll move it off the stove. Time to wash some dishes. Okay, the meal is finished. Everything is done. I just want y'all to see how everything looks stovetop before I plate it, all right? Okay, let's start first up. The green beans, the steamed green beans with the mushrooms, right? We have not put the crispy onions on there yet, but we're gonna put them on there once we put them on the plate. Check those out. See how succulent they look? Soft, just the right crunch. Nice texture, the whole 9 yards. Some folks opt to put onion inside there while they're steaming. You could do that, but all I decided to do was go with the regular, fresh green beans with the mushrooms. And believe you me, man, they are gonna be delicious. I already know. I've already tried them. I already know what they taste like, right? Nice crunch. I mean, just the right texture. And there's the rice. There's the yellow rice. Of course, the yellow rice, that's your Xanaran's yellow rice. You know, it comes with all the seasoning in it already, unless if you want to put a few more, items, seasoning, types of seasoning, some more seasoning inside the rice, you're welcome to do that. I normally throw in a little garlic powder, a little onion powder, and a little salt, Tony Satcheries, right? But yeah, as you can see, all the seasonings are already in the rice, man, and it's not dried out or anything, and it's not gummy, right? It's not, it's loose rice, and that's texture of rice that you want. And here are the sauteed, this is the sauteed shrimp and mushrooms, man. Look at that. Just delicious, man. Just delicious. And they're soft, they're not overcooked. Nothing's overcooked in this dish whatsoever, right? And you could have these mushrooms again, if you opted to just to put them in the refrigerator, pull them out, you can eat this. You can eat this cold, warm them up in the microwave oven. I throw a little ranch dressing or blue cheese dressing, whatever your choice is. Okay, now let's go over to the stars of the story. Man, when you look at these short ribs, look at those savory short ribs. Look at that. Look at that right there. Look at that right there. Yeah, look at that right there. I gotta imitate my man. I forgot his name. He does an awesome show, a cookie show on YouTube. He wears a black hat sometimes. I mean, the brother's thorough. I forgot his name. Brother, forgive me. I forgot your name. I'll give you a shout out. But man, he normally does that. Most of his foods, he does that toothpick test. Look at this. Yeah. I'm gonna go one better. Okay, here you go, man. Plated. You got the nice caramelized onions and the peppers on the veggies and on top of the rice. You got the mushrooms on top of the rice. You got the mushrooms on top of it. Short rib. You got the short rib smothered in all that nice gravy, those drippings. You got your green beans right there, man, with your crispy onions. Hey, look here, man. As you know, every good video must always come to an end. And this one's getting ready to come to an end. I want to again thank you all for joining me. If you would give me a thumbs up, whether you've been here before, this is your first time, I can go one step further, go and subscribe to the channel, because we're going to be knocking out these recipes and some flair and some creativity and new twists to every dish. And each time we come on board, we're going to try to do this every week, God willing. So look, thanks again for joining me. Again, my name is EA, and you're dining with EA. Let me go ahead and do this right here, man. Let me go ahead and let me do this right here. One more. I'm ready to get to it, baby. I'm ready to get to it. Let me just take the rice first. Put some of those, the droppings from the short ribs on top of that rice. Oh my goodness. If you could only see how tender that rib is, man. It just comes right off the bone, baby. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look. Right off the bone. Right off the bone, baby. Right off the bone. Just the right amount of fat. Woo! Hey, look. Thanks for joining me. Stay tuned. Don't forget, check out my latest video upload on Chilling with EA. More to come when you're chilling with EA or when you're dining with EA, baby. All right. So with that said, peace. Lord have mercy.